Prestige has been a touchy subject amongst players since they drastically changed it in Modern Warfare 2019. I have what I feel is the perfect solution for progression that brings back what everyone loves from traditional Prestige. It keeps the benefits of the seasonal system, yes there are some, and it makes Activision happy by not tinkering with what they've been trying to do to improve active players and keeping sales numbers up, even though in this system we would be getting rewarded with some COD points. In this system, first and most importantly, you bring back traditional Prestige where you manually prestige. The automatic prestiging feature we've had of lately took away that special feeling you get when you enter Prestige. If you know, you know. Recently, Call of Duty has felt like one long, endless grind instead of a game where you progress through individual ranks like it used to. Manual Prestige would help bring this feeling back. Manual Prestige is also important because traditional Prestige means that your unlocks are going to reset, and you want to make sure that the player is aware and confirms that they want to do this manually. Now you need to make this type of prestiging enticing so that players want to do it and so that they stay engaged with the game to keep up active player numbers. A problem with the traditional system in the past, and one of the reasons why they went ahead and changed it, is that some people simply didn't want to prestige. They didn't like the idea of starting at level 1 again, they didn't like the idea of losing everything they worked for, and they were fine with just staying at the max non-prestige level. And some of these players would stop playing after a few weeks. On the opposite end of the spectrum, another problem is that players would tend to burn through all the prestiges available at launch, feel like they beat the game, and then never return until the next Call of Duty. That's the reason we've had this seasonal system since Modern Warfare 2019 to try and address both of those issues. I'm a firm believer that with fun game design, you don't want to take away any of the conveniences or features that make a game fun. And they kind of did that with veteran players by removing traditional prestige and adding that level cap. It's always better to add incentives for deeper gameplay rather than taking things away. That's why in this ideal system that I would tattoo my butt cheek for if I saw it implemented in Treyarch's Call of Duty 2024, all 10 prestiges are available at launch. And then you'd add a number of master prestiges every season, and together I think this would make everyone happy and keep players interested more than ever before. Let me explain. You need a strong incentive to prestige that is appealing to everyone. Not everyone is a completionist, and that mainly comes down to rewards. Now, what would players invest in without any question? The answer is Call of Duty points. In this system, upon prestige, you'd get your traditional icon and emblem, your calling card, would bring back the permanent unlock token so you can have permanent access to more gear you like over time, but there'd also be additional extra goodies, like you'd throw in a camo every prestige or a weapon charm, maybe an operator skin, but most importantly, Call of Duty points, and I'd say 200 Call of Duty points per prestige. 200 points would put you at a grand total of 2,000 Call of Duty points by the end of your prestige grind, which is enough to get you some decent stuff in the store. Although a lot of the cooler bundles typically cost 2,400 Call of Duty points. Now when you factor in the Battle Pass, which I don't see going away anytime soon, you earn 300 Call of Duty points each season for free, so you'd have enough to get something cool during Season 2, which is typically when a lot of dedicated players are finishing up their progression with traditional prestige. So everything kind of times out with this. I think this is enough of a carrot on a stick to keep all players engaged. Right now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Modern Warfare 2, there's no carrot whatsoever. If you're a free-to-play player and grind every single battle pass, you can earn a total of 1,800 COD points by the end of Modern Warfare 2's lifespan, which is supposed to be about a year, which isn't enough for any cool stuff. So why try? There's no rewards, progression isn't rewarding or engaging unless you thoroughly enjoy the game and are having fun, which is a topic for a whole nother video, which I already got somewhat of a script working for, so subscribe if you aren't already to see that. Now let's imagine we're Activision. Knowing Activision, 2,000 Call of Duty points for free might give them a heart attack. So maybe bring it down to 100 per prestige. That could work. You'd have just over 2,400 within the year when you include the Battle Pass grind. Another idea which I like even more is a game owner bonus, which we saw for the first time in Modern Warfare 2. You know, Modern Warfare 2 owners have XP bonuses and stuff that stack in Warzone 2, so maybe it's a base 100 COD points per prestige for, you know, your free-to-play Warzone players or whatever else game mode is going to be free in the future, and then game owners will get that additional 100 points for 200 per prestige. I could see that incentivizing main game sales for a lot of players, which could help boost those sales numbers that they like to tote around. We also need to keep in mind Activision's goal of sustaining active, returning players. What I've shared so far is enough to address the traditional prestige debate, but when we're looking at long-term endgame style game loops, I think you just need to make a few tweaks to the seasonal prestige system. The current seasonal prestige system's almost there, but I think you need to start off with those 10 prestiges at launch, and then every season you add a number of master prestiges. We'll say 5 per season to keep things simple. And the master prestiges will kind of work similar to how the seasonal system works now. They'll kind of be softly time-gated with seasonal releases. Towards the end of a game's life cycle, players could start getting level capped still, but at the beginning of the game, this shouldn't be an issue for a majority of players, as they wouldn't even be eligible to enter Master Prestiges yet, unless they played 24/7 to grind the 10 prestiges available at launch. And Activision sees this as a problem. It's too much progression that will discourage players from even playing the game in the first place. This is why we don't see more than a few prestiges available at launch. I think this is a complete backwards way to think. The easy fix is to have great rewards with these master prestiges that players will want to spend time to get. Maybe most of these master prestiges can give a new icon, emblem, calling card, you know, the common things we're used to seeing. But that final 5th master prestige each season should have amazing bundle-esque rewards, like a blueprint with tracer rounds, or an operator skin, or war traps, or maybe a new weapon. There's 2 reasons rewards would need to be at this level. Reason 1 is it gives even more incentive to players that are hesitant to participate in prestige. If you make sure that players are aware something exists, as long as, you know, that thing is reasonably obtainable, players will go for it. The easier camo grind in Modern Warfare 2 proves that. They can go as far as shoving these master prestige rewards in our faces like they did with the messy bundle in Modern Warfare 2. Reason number 2, my corporate brain thinks it would help sell even more bundles. Speaking on my behalf, I don't know how cool some of these stuff they sell is because I can't try it myself. So I imagine if a player gets a little taste of, say, tracer rounds for the first time, they may fiend for more and may be more open to making some bundle purchases in the store. I mean, even if there are not amazing rewards in Master Prestiges, I think that the COD points alone would help sales figures. You know, if a player actually has a good amount of COD points in their inventory for once, and, you know, imagine it's Black Ops Cold War and there's so many cool bundles, they can't decide which bundle they want to get. They may end up spending on some extra COD points to get both bundles, where that may have never crossed their mind before because they never had that amount of Call of Duty points in their inventory. Same goes with premium items like Tracer Blueprints. I've done a lot of thinking on how they could improve Call of Duty, and I truly think they need to take the reward incentives from the Battle Pass and put those into core progression via prestiging. The Battle Pass can exist and have a different set of rewards, but as things are right now, they're using the Battle Pass as a form of endgame progression, and to put it bluntly, it's mediocre. I mean, it's probably succeeding in bringing players back season after season, but there's a lot of players that will play heavily at the start of the season and then stop once they run out of content, and then they wait until the next season. And during that waiting period, there's a good chance that they don't return for the next season. So yeah, it could work, but there's a ton of room for improvement. Would it not be better to have your player base playing actively throughout the entirety of a season rather than part of it? I think so. But what do you think? Again, I think a system like this would bring the best of both worlds and make both players and Activision happy. Retention would be better than ever before, and it'd bring a lot more content to core multiplayer when there's content droughts like we've seen recently, which I think is the most important part of all of this. If you agree, share this video. Let's get people talking. But hey, maybe I'm missing something. Perhaps there's a flaw with my ideal system. So please let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to tap like on this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you back on the next video.